Have you ever wondered what tech billionaire Bill Gates is investing in the stock market? Well, today you're about to find out when we take a deep dive into Bill Gates' portfolio. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another investing video. And today we are talking about Bill Gates' portfolio, and we're going to have a deep dive, see exactly what he's holding, what he's buying, what he's selling, and just have a general look at these companies. But before we get into that, guys, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm. And remember to subscribe for more investing, stock market, and wealth management content. I'd love to know your thoughts as well at the end of the video in the comments section. What are your thoughts on Bill Gates' current stock market portfolio? And with that, guys, let's get straight into the video. For those of you who are unaware who Bill Gates actually is, he's best known for being the co-founder of the Microsoft Corporation. Furthermore, he is an investor, an author, and a philanthropist, spending most of his time now using the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is his own charity to better the world, and there is a lot of focus he's putting into a vaccine for COVID-19. And of course, he's one of the richest men in the world, being a multi-billionaire business magnate. Bill Gates' net worth as of March 2021 is $135 billion, which is an absolutely insane amount, and he's certainly an individual who knows what he's talking about and exactly what he's investing in. But more recently, back from 2008-2009 period, he got together with the other super investor, Warren Buffett, to form the Giving Pledge, which is effectively a group where billionaires donate half their wealth to philanthropy and charity in general. Jumping straight into Bill Gates' portfolio, you can see this is underneath the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust, and it is as recent as Q4 2020. And as always with these things, we find out the changes, whether it be the buying or the selling to the shares when they are filed and available for us to review. But what we can see is there is 21 stocks that make up Bill Gates' portfolio, and this is worth a absolutely whopping $22.3 billion, which is absolutely insane. Now, the first thing you'll notice straight off the bat is that it is an absolute variety of different shares. He's not specifically just targeting his niche areas such as tech, so with investments such as Apple, which is one of his rival companies, obviously, investments like Twitter, Google, those sorts of things. He's also investing in companies such as Cat, which does heavy machinery and that sort of stuff, and Berkshire Hathaway, which is obviously Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger's main hedge fund that exists for their investing. And that is actually the stock that makes up the largest portion, significantly, of his portfolio, taking up a whopping 43.71% of it, which is absolutely insane, which works out to be $9.7 billion. Absolutely crazy. And you can see the top 5 holdings are worth at least over $1 billion each. And even when we're looking at Berkshire Hathaway now briefly, you can see he has in the last quarter reduced his holding in Berkshire Hathaway by just over 10%, which is a lot of money. As you would have seen with his holdings, Bill Gates has only bought one stock. You can see that he's added 40% to his holding, which is an increase of 2 million shares in the company Schrödinger Inc. Schrödinger Inc. is effectively a software company within the pharmaceutical industry, and they use breakthrough artificial intelligence to help companies discover new drugs faster and cheaper. Now, obviously, there has been a heavy focus on a COVID-19 vaccine, and this is something that Bill Gates specifically has been very involved in. Using software like what Schrödinger Inc. can provide effectively will allow us to pursue quicker avenues in order to find that very vaccine. With only one buy this last quarter, you can clearly see where Bill Gates' focus has been. the biotech sector, and obviously specifically with regards to Schrödinger Inc. And him and another hedge fund investor known as David Shaw effectively own 50% of this company, and I imagine in time they will be putting a lot more money and a lot more funding into this organization in order to pursue vaccines for not only COVID-19 but other serious diseases in the world. So what does that mean for investors like you and me? Well, it means that effectively the biotech industry is somewhere that the likes of Bill Gates and other smart investors with a lot of money are focusing. They can clearly see that there is not only an opportunity to help the world in a philanthropic way, but also that there is money to potentially be made. At the end of the day, these individuals are investors. So as a result, their aim is to make money. They're not going to invest in companies that, or industries in saying that as well, that are not going to make money. So if I was an investor and looking 2 to 3 years down the future, where do I think we'd be? Well, I think there's going to be a much heavier focus on pharmaceuticals, on cleanliness, on all those sorts of things related to diseases, and particularly bacteria and things that spread around very easily. And as a result, you're going to find a lot of new and emerging companies within the biotech sector that will start to evolve over the next few years to combat things such as COVID-19 and other various diseases, cold, sickness, all that sort of thing. So as we can see, effectively what Bill Gates has been doing as well is selling a lot of companies. And we can see this consists of a variety of different types of companies. We've got Berkshire Hathaway there, we've got Apple, we've got Amazon, we've got Uber Technologies, all those, and it works out to be just shy of about $30 million. On my rough calculations, roughly $27 million worth of stock right there that has been sold. And this is most likely due to the fact that he wants to fund this new Schrödinger Inc. venture. Obviously, as I've said previously, him and David Shaw make up a 50% partnership in this company, and effectively that's where these sorts of people will want to be putting their money into the latest and greatest assets that they own and building them up so that they become not only more profitable, but obviously for Bill Gates, something that actually helps the world, and reducing his portfolio in other companies will effectively allow him to fund that. One of the key things that you need to do as an investor, whether it be in stocks, real estate, business, or anything, is use your assets to fund other assets. So you wouldn't go out and buy a new car on your full-time income. Use your rental income, for instance, in order to save up for and buy that new car. That is the best thing to do, and that's exactly what's occurring here. We have seen that Schrödinger Inc. is being funded by selling other assets. Now, would I say anything sinister is going on with any of these sells? Well, effectively no. We can see that the biggest sell that Bill Gates has made is in Berkshire Hathaway, which was about a 10% reduction. And effectively the reason for this is due to the fact that that portion of his portfolio is incredibly large. And effectively what that means is he's got plenty of skin still left in the game. Effectively 42% of his portfolio is still currently made up of Berkshire Hathaway shares. So selling 5 million of those shares isn't actually much of a hit, and it might go into something which is going to grow, being Schrödinger Inc., or potentially other investments or alternate routes that Bill Gates is focusing on. But for the rest of the portfolio, I don't think anything really sinister is going on. If you look at the majority of these organizations that he is selling, they have been in the long term over the past year or two increasing in value on average. I've always been a big fan of Bill Gates and what he does. I've always been a Microsoft fanboy as well, so probably a bit of that comes from that. But the way that Bill Gates has moved from being a business mogul into being more of a philanthropist is incredibly humbling to say the least, and is fantastic to see that people of this wealth are actually putting their money to good use to better the world, especially in times of COVID-19 where we are desperate for a vaccine. I'd love to know your thoughts on Bill Gates' portfolio down in the comments section below, if you agree with what he's doing, and your thoughts on his new investment in Schrödinger Inc. specifically. So with that, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more investing, stock market and wealth management content. And with that, I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.